her and Slim come out together, but before they could even finish walking out, Bobby goes over to Tommy, who's sitting down and unbothered, and I don't know what the fuck he said to her.
Yeah, he said something.
He said something to her. She gets up immediately and starts attacking this guy.
This the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, rock, ta, ta.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Locke, and this is
Jessie Strange.
And today we, of course, are coming to you live. Well, not live. Not live, but we are coming to you to bring you your Baddies Caribbean Reunion recaps.
Hell yeah.
Look at you. Look at you. I see what you did there.
I'm so excited.
Yes. So we let's just get into this week's dose of mess.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, if y'all new, please, subscribe, check out the podcast. We're just going to jump into this. If you are watching this episode, you already know what Baddies is.
Yeah.
So they just came out with their reunion.
Yeah,
part
this
one.
is part one. Right.
And we just finished watching this.
Just finished watching it, and we are recording. The time is now 10:28 p.m.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah.
We really be doing this shit.
Yo, we hopped right in the studio.
We really did.
This is crazy.
And you already know, like, when we do these recaps, we like to watch the first part and then we just coming out with a fucking episode immediately. So it's definitely going to be crunch time for this whole month.
No, for sure. But that you guys can show your support by liking the video, commenting. And so let's just go and get into it.
Boy, all right. So the episode starts off, and of course, we have the little recap of the season, which no one cares about.
Yeah, we skipped.
We skipped through that part because, bitch, come on. We're not, we saw the season like
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Right, 4 minutes. That's a long time, wasting my fucking time. Then it goes into, everybody getting a little B-roll intros.
First of all, I love the B-roll intros. They was all looking so
They all look
good.
really good.
Sapphire with her pencil.
Yeah.
Biggie with the Dominican flag.
Yeah,
Tommy with her bomb-ass leather pants.
Tommy always looks so good. And let's just shout out to the replacements. The replacements was looking real good.
They were.
I was like, damn, y'all out here. Y'all didn't come to play.
Yo, for real.
And then E.T. just looked like Dora. Like
she always looking like Dora,
like with the wig, with the bang. Like, I just don't know.
It's the dress, because the bangs could be rocked.
Right, but the outfit with it was just like, are you cosplaying? Like, I don't know what the vibe is.
Scotty with the dogs.
Scotty look motherfucking good.
She did look good.
Scotty look motherfucking good.
Yup, she ate that shit.
From the top to the skirt, to the little blazer, to the little shoes, to the little stockings.
No, for sure.
Sis was eating.
For sure. And pink, my favorite color.
Yeah, the hot pink was really nice.
So
that Chanel mini blazer she had on was very cute.
Hey, okay.
Very cute.
Okay.
I peeped.
Bianca with the ski mask, bro. I was crying. I was like, what is this?
No, for real. Like, as soon as we saw, I was like, Bianca, why are you coming in here looking like a thug? Like, it you know what? I get it. Cover your ass. It's the reunion shit about to get on and popping. But it's like, damn, bitch, you really walked in here looking like,
I ain't gonna lie. Bianca really do give New York energy, though.
She gave New York 100%.
It's like not like Mariah. Mariah tried to give
It's like
that.
fake New York.
Exactly.
It's like fake New York.
But even her attitude, her energy, she was just
it's
like
everything like fake Puerto Rican, fake New York. Like, not even the Puerto Ricans don't even claim you, sis.
Yo, for real. But Bianca really gave New York energy. That shit was mad funny.
So let's just talk about the fact that this is their first reunion ever with a live audience.
I know. I'm loving it.
And this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about because, you can feel the energy in the room
really
because it's the first ever reunion with a live audience. And first, I just want to say this now. You know damn well they handpicked that audience, yo.
Yeah.
You know damn well they handpicked that audience. It's
100%.
not like there was an ad put out like, hey, like we're doing this if you want to, it was none of that.
Didn't they do that thing where you can apply to be in the audience?
Yeah, but that was for something else. That wasn't for
that
the
was
reunion.
for the auditions.
I don't know if that was for the audition. It was for something else. I don't know.
Sure?
You sure? Maybe I'm bugging.
I think it was for the reunion. However, I feel like it's all a ploy, like a decoy.
Yeah.
I think it's all for show.
Yeah.
Because, like, think about it. Logically speaking, you can't pick anybody that applies because then it's like you got to fly to LA.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I feel like definitely was handpicked for sure.
For sure. But I'm here for the live audience. It's definitely given that vibe. First, before we even get into the main stage, we have, of course, the dressing room talk.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like what they're doing so far, because they did it with the last reunion, is that we're having minimal dressing room talk.
Yeah.
And then we're going straight into it because I don't need to see a whole episode of y'all talking in the dressing room
100%.
or backstage. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
It used to be like that.
Where it
would be a whole part one where it would just be dressing room talk. It wouldn't have been the reunion.
Right, for sure.
But it was very quick to the point, and even the setup, the scene of the stage or whatever was dope.
Right. So we see these little dressing room talks, and we see Bobby and Natalie first having their own little discussion. Natalie saying, these girls are scared. I've been to so many reunions. These girls are scared. And I'm just looking at her and I'm like, all right. And then, Bobby's asking her about Tommy and all this stuff.
Yeah, because he said that she's been giving grace this season.
Right.
Do you think Natalie's been giving grace?
No, I don't know what he was saying. I don't know what he meant by that.
Because he said that when Callie came and squashed it, Natalie forgave her and it was beef squash. Then he mentioned something else too. He mentioned, who did she give grace to? I don't even know. But anyways, he gave an example. And I guess that's what he used. Oh, E.T. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
Yeah,
E.T. He mentioned E.T. and how she gave her grace. I guess I never thought about it.
I didn't think about it either. I just feel like Natalie just doesn't want to be bothered. That's what it looks like. She doesn't want to be bothered, especially after the whole thing with last year's reunion, the last season with E.T. and her. It's just, I'm sure she doesn't want that to happen again. So now it's just like, you know what? Let bygones be bygones.
Yeah.
That's the energy that I'm getting.
I also felt like when she was talking about scared, that these girls are scared, I seriously think she was thinking about DTB when she was saying it.
You think so?
100%. Because I mean,
she did. She said she's scared.
Yeah.
Because Bobby was like, she's fighting Tasiki. She not scared to fight nobody. And that's when Natalie was like, no, she's scared. Yeah. She's scared. And I honestly, I didn't really care.
Do you think DTB was scared?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
I'd be fucking frightened.
Yeah, 100%. I, of course, think she was scared. But at the end of the day, she knows what she's here to do. Her eyes is on the money.
Yep.
It's on the prize.
Yep.
She has her own goals, her own personal goals. Yep. And she knows that even though this is a very stupid decision, she knows it's going to give her that rise that she needs. And it did. It did. But, kudos to her for having courage. I mean, I wonder if she took boxing classes to prepare for this. It don't seem like she did from the preview. It don't seem like she was locked in. She wasn't locked in.
She did look a little scared in the preview.
Bro, I guess she didn't expect it to happen so quick. She probably expected to talk her shit, then have it happen. But no, it happened immediately. TC was like, all right, come on. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But yes, back to the dressing room talk.
For real.
After Bobby and Natalie, who do we see then? Do we see Anna and Biggie?
Yes.
So we see Anna, Biggie, Tasiki, and that's it. Anna's talking about how she's going to fight Nunu. Biggie's just talking shit. They're talking about all these girls want their 15 seconds of fame. I don't really care about their part. But let's get on to the replacements part.
First of all, the room looked lit.
The room looked lit.
It felt
I'm not going to lie. The replacements, they was hyped. They was fucking hype. What are you talking about? What room?
I was talking about the other room, but you're right. I forgot the first three replacements were there.
Yeah, Gretchen. First of of all, let's clock Gretchen's hair. Her hair looked mad good. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah,
she looked good. The replacements look good. You know, I feel like all of the girls are ready to just be on stage and show what they got, and that's that. Then we see Saucy Santana.
Yo, you forgot to tell them what you was saying about that girl Heaven. What's her name?
Oh my God! Yeah. Thank you. Let me backtrack. Let me backtrack. I got too hyped because I forgot there was two separate like dressing rooms.
That's what I was talking about.
So I forgot that there was two separate dressing rooms for the replacements. You had Big Kiva, Nunu, and Gretch, and Callie in one.
Yes.
And then in another, you had the ones that got sent home early that we didn't really get to see. You had Heaven, you had Wendeley, and you had J.O., right? I believe that was it. There was nothing else. So they were talking, and I don't even care what they were talking. I don't even know what they were basically talking about. Oh, we got this. Wendeley's talking about how, we were sent home early because none of that shit would have went down if we was there. And like, I'm ready for whatever tonight. Heaven talking about, I feel like. I'm like, Heaven, you don't feel like nothing. You wasn't even on the show for that long to have an opinion. What do you feel like?
As this girl was talking, and I don't even know what is her name Heaven, yo? I don't even know.
Heaven Marina, I don't fucking know. Heaven.
Tiana's like, bitch, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You don't know what you saying. I don't know what you saying. Yo, I was crying because it's true.
It was true. His shorty was talking about shit. I feel like. What you feel like? You don't feel like nothing, bitch. Like you want something to say because the cameras is on. You in the dressing room. You got your little time. You want something to say. There's nothing to feel, Heaven. You were literally on one episode and then got sent home. There's literally nothing to feel. I'm so confused. You have no story to talk about. What do you feel like? Got me so tight. Talking about, I feel like. Girl. So let's not forget about Natalie's dressing room talk with Rollie, Scotty, Sapphire, and Jayla, I guess. If I'm missing someone, I don't care. Anywho, them in that little area, they're talking about this whole shit with Tommy and just random shit, how they feel like the girls have to. Scotty mentions how she feels like, we're in front of a live audience and these girls have something to prove and all this stuff. So it's going to be da-da-da-da. And then Natalie talking about, because, we're the OGs and whatever. The simple talk that they're having. Yeah. But why, as they're talking, fucking Natalie trying so hard to get Rollie's attention, talking about Rollie. Rollie's not paying attention. Then Rollie looks at her and she's like, let's get ready to rumble. I'm like, you went that hard to get her attention just to say that. And Rollie didn't even act. She was just like,
you doing too much. Like, what was that?
She was just like, I'm here to get paid with my bonnet on. I don't care.
It just feels like Natalie, what she always does is like Rollie will be the one beating someone up, and then Natalie just like acts like it's her the one beating her up. So it's like the same thing, like, Rollie, we're gonna get ready to rumble. Meaning Rollie's gonna fight, not Natalie.
Exactly. Like doing the most as if it's your fight. The same way she went online with Dime in the Baddies too, as if she knocked it out. Like, bitch, be fucking for real. What did you do? What did you do? So boom. Then we go on to the scene with Saucy Santana getting introduced. Janisha, they're, I think she's in his dressing room, trailer, or whatever the case is. And they're talking about, of course she's introducing herself and it's this whole thing. I am really loving Saucy Santana hosting this reunion.
Yeah, he is the host we needed.
He is going to clock that motherfucking
And you know what? The girls, obviously the drama before this show aired was, Saucy came in here with intentions, to start fights.
Right.
And I kind of was on, like, treading lightly on believing that because I was like, I don't know. Like, Saucy seems like he clocks it the same way he clocked DJ Academics. So I was just like, I don't know. So, and then when I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, nah, they're just mad because he's going to ask the questions.
Exactly.
The questions that the audience wants to
hear. And the fact that this is in front of a live audience this time is definitely a different energy. You can feel that the girls are on their P's and Q's. And I just want to point out the fact that, wow, Janisha's hosting skills on this reunion.
Very, very on point.
On point. Shorty is controlling the room.
Which is which was always our criticism 100%. On her, was
she would never control the
room.
She
was very soft, never controlled the room, never asked good questions.
No.
But this season,
she's controlling the room. And I think a live audience has a lot to do with that.
Yeah. First of all, Janisha, as always,
looked amazing.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Saucy Santana looked amazing.
Yeah, he came with his BBL for real. I was like, he really is out. Wow, okay, he's outside.
And you know what? Good. You know what helps also? He watches the show.
Yes.
You could tell.
You can.
You can tell. Like he
had his question.
He did.
He had his question.
I love it.
Yeah, so I think having Saucy Santana as a host is so good. Like, it's perfect. Mm-hmm. It's perfect. Mm-hmm. It's a balance. Because Janisha is going to, she's more on the quiet side. And then he's just like, rah, rah, rah. Mm-hmm. So it's like a perfect mix.
Yeah, for sure. So now we go into the time lapse of the setup of the set. And I got to say, that is the best set to this day.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every season or every reunion, the set is always looking bigger and better because last reunion was also the same vibe. Yeah. And now this reunion is definitely bigger, better live audience.
Yeah, I love it.
But of course, Bobby is hosting in the audience, hyping them up. Then he calls Janisha out. Janisha does her little intro thing. Then, she invites Saucy out. Mm-hmm. And as time goes by, they invite Natalie. Of course, they bring out the girls separately, which I think is a great idea because I feel like even though they kind of were doing it last season with the reunion, they still kind of at some points in the beginning were bringing them out too quickly, I feel like, where there wasn't any room for conversation. I feel like because they brought the girls out little by little, especially seeing how there's so many girls on this season, they needed to split that shit up. And they needed to split it up by beef too. Which is strategic. That's how it should be.
Yeah, for sure.
The fuck? So anywho, that's what happened. And we got Natalie, we got Jayla, we got Sapphire and Scotty, the main ones at the beginning, right? Then after that, Saucy immediately goes into his question for Jayla. Oh, yeah. Mariah. No, Mariah was there
first.
too.
Mariah, Biggie, Tasiki, they all came out first.
I thought it was Natalie. Natalie came out first.
Yeah, obviously, but all in that. They all came in that sequence.
All right, so it doesn't really matter. So the girls are there, and then I just think it's so funny how Saucy really clocked Jayla and was like, I got a question for Jayla. And then what was the question? She's like, what's your question? And he asked her why she didn't clock Mariah the same way she clocked Gretch for saying the N-word. Mm-hmm. Because last time he checked, she was saying the N-word, right?
Yeah, gave an example of
Gave an example and everything. And I screamed. Yo. I immediately screamed. I was like, clock it. Yeah. This is why I ain't like Saucy.
100%.
This is why I ain't like Saucy.
Yo, when he said that, I was like, oh,
I was so happy. Immediately, I was like,
we were both like,
gagged.
Yo,
like,
for real.
And like, obviously, everybody's like hyped at this point. They're like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. And then I guess Jayla decides now in that moment to have this fucking useless conversation with Mariah. And what did she say? We're in a better place now?
She said, I'm not gonna fight you right now because I'm better than now, or I'm in a better place or something like that.
Yeah, she said we're in a better place, like her and Mariah.
Oh, is that what she meant?
I don't know what she meant, but I didn't give a fuck. I just felt like I'm hearing this strategic rhetoric come out of your mouth and I don't even give a fuck because to be honest, you shouldn't even have a fucking answer. Mm-hmm. You should just hold yourself accountable. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have a fucking answer. And then...
Oh, no, she said, yeah, now that she's better than that is what she said.
That's what she said.
That she's better than that when it comes to fighting.
Wow.
Which is what I found interesting because obviously later on, she gets up and fights Meatball.
She was tweaking throughout this fucking reunion.
Right. So, but also you skipped the fact that I love how everyone was clapping when girls were coming out, but Saucy did not clap for Mariah when she came out. He did, yes.
He did. There was something, he did a little shady thing, like, and I peeped it. And I was like, yo, Zeus, the editors are super messy. But honestly, I would be the same way too. The fuck?
Right. That shit is funny.
Of course. He made a little face when she came out. He was just like, And I clocked that and I was like, oh, that was crazy. But yes, I'm so happy he definitely clocked that. Yeah. And after that, Mariah responds to her talking about my little sister's black. Bitch, nobody asked you that.
That's like saying I have a black friend.
A moment of silence for MariahLynn.
This girl just be taking L's, yo. Just L's.
No, for real. Because, oh my God. Okay. And then after that, we get more girls and Bianca comes out.
Yep.
Bianca.
And the crowd boos her.
Yeah, the crowd booed her. And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about too. Because I'm like, was this like strategic? Like, did y'all prepare the crowd and the audience to do certain things for certain people on purpose? That's what it felt like. Like someone was putting up cue cards to boo, like boo. Like,
I'm curious to know if anybody who's watching this was in the audience. I'm curious to know, were you guys instructed to boo? Are you even allowed to say it? Give me the thumbs up if you're not allowed to say it.
Blink twice if you need to. Let me stop.
Yeah, OD, right? Blink twice, okay? Because you know what I mean? I don't know. Like,
right.
Why did you? I mean, I get it. Bianca wasn't really like a fan favorite,
right?
But booing was interesting.
Booing was like extra.
Booing is interesting because y'all boo for Bianca, but then weren't honest when Natalie was like, "Do you guys like the house meetings?" And they all fake clap. They were like, you saw how awkward that shit was.
It was so.
They were like,
awkward.
It seemed fake. Like they were just gonna do it.
It definitely seemed fake.
It was
talking
so
about,
funny.
Yeah. We like the house meetings. Like if you listen, you heard someone talk about yeah. Like girl, I looked at everybody's face in that crowd, and they were not fucking with them damn house meetings. Yo. They rather stay silent. They were just like.
The minimal clap. It was a few claps, but it was so funny.
Right. They were like, I guess.
Right.
I mean, like, we don't really give a fuck, but I guess.
Mad funny.
So of course, then they start going into Bianca and how she came in the house.
Yeah.
And they show the clip of how she started with Sapphire and whatever. So Janisha, being the host, asked Bianca, what was that about? Bianca simply explains that, I came on for Mariah. Just because I was her friend, and that's it. She texted me, when she was in Jamaica, how, she wanted me to come on. She felt like she was getting ganged up on. And that was just it. That was it. It's not like I have any beef with Sapphire. It's just that you were my friend, and then I did what I needed to do, and that's that. And then she started being fake and explaining the whole scenario. Then, of course, they get into an argument. Sapphire interrupts it, and she's like, well, if we were fine, then why are you, texting Bianca all this stuff? And the fucking text messages.
Yo, when
they pulled up the text messages on the screen.
When they pulled up the text messages, I was like, oh, shit.
Literally, I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, this is the first time in reunion history I've seen text receipts pulled up on a screen.
The receipts was on the screen, bro.
Love that.
That was amazing.
I love that.
Shout out to y'all.
No, for real.
Y'all
because you
that.
could see it there. Like, Mariah, you're lying. Like, you texted Bianca this, that, and the third, and now you're making up lies to make her look bad. It's weird. And you moving fake. You're moving fake.
She been moving fake.
Then it's crazy how I heard this. I had to rewind the shit because there was too many people talking.
Yeah.
In the midst of this, Bianca and Mariah are arguing, but Sapphire then says, you also talked about Tasiki in those same messages.
Yup.
In your own text messages. And I just don't understand. And that's when Mariah gets up immediately.
Yep.
When she mentions that about Tasiki and walks over to Tasiki, she gets up and she's like, no, trying to like basically save face. That's what it felt like. Bianca gets up immediately and punches the shit out of Mariah.
Yeah.
They start going at it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was
the
wild.
crowd goes wild. Saucy's hyping the shit up.
Yo, why was Saucy so
Saucy
hyped,
was hyping the shit up, yo.
He don't like Mariah,
bro.
yo.
He don't. He don't.
That shit was mad funny. I don't know what he was saying. Mind you, We rewinded it like 3 times just so I could try to make out what he said. I have no idea what he was shouting.
Yeah, he was really going in and hyping the shit up. And bro, Mariah's eye was leaking like above her eye right here, just busted open, blood. I was like, damn, yo, how many L's are you gonna fucking take, yo?
For sure. And then Bianca throwing her wig at the
wig
crowd.
in the audience was insane. And the fact that they caught it like it was a bouquet of flowers at a fucking wedding. Like, y'all really caught that shit like it was good luck.
Yo, for real, yo.
Like, whoa. Like it was tradition. I was like, these bitches really caught the fucking wig.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
They were hyped.
And then Bobby wearing it too.
Bro, Bobby wearing the wig was so fucking crazy and messy as hell. Because
first
like,
of all,
you have no business with that damn wig on.
And y'all dirty. Why y'all putting other bitches' wigs on? I'm sorry.
With all the glue and all them stuff. Like, what?
But it's also like, imagine like you think these people are your friends and they're all just like dancing and laughing at this shit. Is crazy.
Yeah.
Because even Mariah fucking walking out talking about, if you keep those cameras in front of me, it's just I'm not doing another, you're not going to have me back, whatever the fuck she was saying. She was going off. But it's like, it felt like, I kind of felt bad for her at that moment, just slightly, because, you know, I don't really fuck with Mariah, but like, just slightly, because like, it's like you're saying all this talk, but no one's taking you seriously. No one's afraid of you.
Laughing.
No one respects you. You've just been taking L after L, and it looks worse because you keep coming back to Zeus after they keep clowning on you.
And then you keep saying shit like you got beat the fuck up. Like, girl, really?
Yeah.
Really? Look at your face. Be fucking for real.
Not for nothing, Bianca did sneak her.
She did.
But, I mean,
I don't give a fuck at this point.
Yeah.
You know it's the reunion. You saw her come up with the ski mask.
Yeah.
Come on. Like,
you knew what it was.
You saw her come in with the fit and the ski mask. You knew what it was. It's the reunion. Like, who is coming to be cute? Like, honestly, some girls come to be cute, but you gotta really like watch your back. And you walk towards Sapphire forgetting that you were arguing with Bianca already. But I mean, yeah, she did sneak her. But at this point, bro, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
For sure.
And then they go a second round, which was like really fucking stupid. And you know, that whole thing gets broken up. And I'm just very shocked. I feel like in the middle of watching this, I was still stuck on the fact that they had the text messages pulled up on the screen. I didn't get past that part yet.
For sure.
And then all of this stuff started happening. I was like, oh my gosh, this is nuts.
Wild.
Unnecessarily
shit
wild.
Was wild. And then you felt the energy
bro,
from
with
the crowd.
Audience, yo.
You felt it.
Yo.
I honestly, we got to talk about that because like adding this element, you got to understand this is all an experiment. Okay, think of it like experiments. You're adding another factor to the equation. Like,
bro, Biggie was riding the crowd. Like, she was literally on her back on the crowd while this is all going on. So I'm like, this is so insane right now. There's so many things happening at once.
It's amazing.
Like, why is your back all up on the crowd? Like,
I love the crowd, right?
Like, Shorty was really just vibing and rocking with the crowd. I was like, this is crazy.
No, that shit is crazy for real. We also forgot to mention when they were introducing the girls, Meatball. And how when Meatball came out, she was like, what up, y'all? And it was just like...
It was so awkward.
Did y'all feel that shit?
It was so awkward. People barely clapped. Like, they clapped, but it was like barely.
Yeah, did y'all feel the awkwardness? It was kind of like a weird transition.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't know how to feel. I was just looking at the screen like, okay.
Yeah, and I also feel like, I think it's because, I don't know, like everything that had transpired, obviously on the internet, and Meatball don't fuck with them. Like, you could feel it.
Yeah.
You could feel it.
Yeah, for sure.
Meatball is definitely not, like, equipped for that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Type, you know, that's how you felt.
Yeah, for sure.
So, also, so during round 2 of Bianca and Mariah comes out and she fucking slips backward and she slips on the rug.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because I was calling that rug out. I was saying that rug is everybody's up because I'm watching this rug. When Tink and Meat was almost about to go at it, I was like, nah, that rug is ya up.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is slipping and sliding.
Yeah, no, definitely. She slipped backwards and then Bianca got on top of her a little bit and got her ones on in again. Yeah.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't even see that she slipped.
Yeah, she definitely slipped. Yo.
So everything gets resolved. They remove Mariah from the scene. Bianca is back on stage, and she has her little speech or whatever about how she's done with the fake shit, and it is what it is. And Janisha does ask her would she come back, and she says that she would.
Yeah. I also found it interesting that her and Natalie actually have a good relationship, because again, this goes back to how it must feel being Mariah, because this is the same bitch. Obviously, Natalie is the same bitch that was riding the private jets you were with in House A when it was cool to be in House A. And now you went from House A to House B to House C to replacements to now you're just kind of like the laughing stock of the show.
Yeah, it's really sad to watch.
Mariah did it to herself.
She did. You're right.
Human me is I did, like I said, I felt a little bad, but it was only a little bit, because then I remember all the cosplay that she does where she tries to be Puerto Rican, then she tries to be New York, and then she tries to be Jersey, and then she just fake. She was fake in House A, then she wanted to gravitate towards House B. She tried to be friend to Siki. Then, when they kicked her out, basically in this season, she was with the replacements. It was just, I don't know.
Yeah, she was just a mess. I guess that's what happens when you're fake. So moving on, after that whole scene with Bianca and, the little mild scene with Natalie, Janisha then goes on to talk about Callie and talk about her introduction to the house and how she came in hot, talking about how she was going to, take the HBIC or take Natalie's spot. And so they play the clip, they show that, and Callie basically says that she wasn't really trying to do that. She was just trying to be on some, what can Natalie teach me? Teach me something.
Which I call cap.
Exactly.
Let's keep it a buck. It just feels like a PR thing to say that, she's sticking to it too. It's kind of like she keeps repeating the same thing, but it's bitch, that's a lie and you know it. Just own up to what you were doing.
You came in hot. You said you were going to take Natalie's spot. What does that even mean?
Right.
What does that even mean? But whatever. Then after that, she did confront Natalie about, her talking shit on the boat in the beginning on the first episode about Callie and all this other stuff. But I mean, that was really just a regular little thing. It didn't really go anywhere.
It seemed like they were Natalie, that was a scene they were trying to pick at Callie, but Callie wasn't letting it be. No. To the point where she was just I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She's like, literally. All right, well, I'm sorry. And then that's when Biggie's like, all right, there's nothing here to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like they kept trying to pry her to say, to get something more than what it was.
They wanted Callie, what? You wanted her to fight Natalie or something? What?
I don't know. Just to go back and forth, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. Then after that, Biggie, Jayla, and Natalie decide to have their discussion of the whole thing with Biggie, how she felt that she didn't like what Natalie and Jayla was doing on the live, but she felt she was coming from a place of, well, I can't hit Natalie, so I'm gonna be upset with Jayla.
Yeah.
And that's basically what she was saying. And then that whole argument or dispute kind of got out of hand, because then Jayla chimes in and she just starts going off talking about, I'm gonna stand on it. You said you was gonna slap me. And she was Biggie was and I did. And then Jayla was and you got beat the fuck up. And then Biggie was no, but okay, no.
Right.
And then that's when it just starts, they're going back and forth. And then in the midst of that, Natalie's you know what? I want to take accountability. And she's saying, I'm grown enough and boss enough to say that I'm sorry, and giving this whole speech apologizing to Biggie. Yeah. But in the whole time, she just kept saying, I'm boss enough. Bitch.
We get it.
Right. We know.
We heard you the first time.
I don't need to hear that after every sentence.
Yeah.
It was after every single sentence. I'm grown enough and boss enough.
Right.
I still remind you that I'm the boss. Girl, they all know that. It's just really weird. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is in that personality trait. I don't know what kind of personality trait that is. I feel if I'm the boss, I don't need to keep saying that I'm the boss.
Narcissistic a little bit.
It is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Is. But also
making it about yourself and how much of a grand person you are, and bigger person you are.
Right. But also it just feels I don't know, are you insecure or something? Because the bitches don't respect you because I mean, if you were secure that you're the boss, you don't need to have to keep saying that you're the boss.
Big facts.
So do you think that with narcissism comes a lot of insecurity? Like, is that where the narcissism comes from?
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's not narcissism. Maybe it is insecurity.
Maybe it's a mixture of both because she definitely has narcissistic qualities.
We not psychologists, psychiatrists, so you ain't getting no diagnosis here, but something going on because she crazy.
Yeah, so then she apologizes to Biggie, and
which I did like. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect her, despite how it was delivered. I did like that she said that.
I feel like she always does that every reunion because she's tired.
You think she's getting old and tired?
Yeah, I think she's just tired. I think she's just tired.
Calling Natalie Nunn old and tired?
I think she's just tired. It's like, how many times there's mad bitches on this season. I already did a season with you. Like, I'm really not trying to go back and forth.
What I found very interesting about this whole conversation was that this is the same conversation they already had on the show.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they had settled it. So even Biggie bringing it up was like interesting within itself, but I guess. But then it's like Jayla, as Biggie's literally chilling, sitting and talking about it.
She's standing
up and she's getting up. And you could see she's getting like hype.
She's getting hype.
Even to the point where as she's talking and going back and forth with Biggie, you see Natalie like, girl, trying to calm Jayla down.
Yeah, like if Natalie's trying to tell you to chill too, like something wrong. Like
I was telling Tiana she on drugs. Jayla on drugs.
She was giving that though. Like the way Jayla was moving and like yelling into her mic and just doing the absolute most.
Her, Bobby, and Natalie are probably doing some snowballs in the back.
Calling it snowballs is hilarious.
You know what I mean?
But no, for real, because she was really extra hype.
Like she wanted to fight.
Like she wanted to fight. Yeah. And she was just like picking at Biggie and then like standing up. First she was standing up, talking shit, talking over Biggie. Then she came out in the middle, facing Biggie, standing over Biggie and all this stuff. Then the crowd is talking about fight. And I was like, oh my
And
God.
Bobby really egging it on.
Yeah, he was egging it on. He's gonna egg it on. It's fucking Bobby.
Yeah,
it's
his job. It's his job, though.
Right. So, I mean, and that's that. So it was just so weird. Her just, even Natalie, even as Jayla got up and went in the middle, Natalie's like, chill.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And to the point where it was just so out of control that Natalie, in her, like, in her strategic way, gets up and is like, who brings up basically Teddy. Basically saying that's who we should be mad at and fight with or some shit like that.
And then she was like, how Teddy has his own thoughts.
Bro.
Teddy has his own thoughts though, with the serious face. As Jayla's like, no, it's your thoughts. You're talking shit with your fucking Teddy. And then she's like, Teddy has his own thoughts though.
Bro,
I was like,
Biggie saying that with the straightest face had me crying.
Straightest face. She really didn't care.
I was crying. No, for real. Like, that is hilarious.
Like, Jayla's yelling and shit in front of you, and you over here like, Teddy has his own thoughts, though. Like, what is going on?
Defending your damn teddy bear. Which,
big-ass teddy bear.
Has she even come out with recaps? I haven't seen Teddy in a long time.
I haven't seen it, but I think this one that Jayla's upset about is an old video.
No, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that they keep bringing it up, I haven't even seen Teddy in so long.
But my thing is, didn't Jayla and Biggie settle their differences already?
Exactly.
Like, they both apologized to each other already on and off camera.
Right.
So I don't understand why this is still something that's going on.
Two things that could be then. One is they have beef now over something that Jayla don't want to talk about. So she's going to use her old beef to release that energy. Or she on drugs.
Yeah, it's giving she's on drugs. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, she was just extra hype, more hype than usual. Yeah. So I can't imagine when Gretch come out.
Yo.
I can't imagine when Gretch come out. Then after that whole thing dies down, Janisha decides, let's bring out Tommy, right? Tommy motherfucking Lee.
Yeah.
So they're waiting on Tommy to come out, but Tommy is backstage still. And something is going on with Tommy and Bobby.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the fuck Bobby was saying to Tommy before we saw this scene, but even him saying, okay, you good, your makeup checked, does she need makeup, does she need to be checked, like all this extra stuff, hair and makeup, is it good? Like I felt like he was doing too much.
Last call, was he saying?
Last calls on hair and makeup and stuff like that.
I don't know, it felt weird. It felt like, what the fuck, man?
It felt like he was trying to be funny. That's what it felt like. And I'm not going to lie. That's why I'm like, I don't know if he was also doing the most before we saw that clip, but that little clip that we saw felt like he was trying to be funny. Because what you mean last call on hair and makeup? I'm already done up, bitch. Like, I came here done up. My hair is done up. My makeup is done up. Don't play with me. Like, you know I look good. The fuck you talking about last calls on hair and makeup? Who the fuck you talking to?
Yeah.
So immediately I was like, why are you saying that to her? He's fucking weird.
Yeah.
So when she went off, when she started punching that nigga, that shit was so funny. Because I'm like, this is so in character for Tommy to do this shit, yo. So in character. She said, I'm telling you, stop playing with me, I'm telling you. I was like, yo.
It's fucked up, man. It was so messed up.
It was so funny.
It was funny. It was funny, but
Why are you laughing?
Because of your face. Because I feel like there's a good portion of people who literally think the same. And I do too. But I am the devil's advocate here, okay? And I have to remind everybody that, you know, Bobby's human. And if he would have punched her back, okay, it would have been a whole different story, right? So I just want to say, Tommy, I get it. It's hilarious. But let's remember that these are people and Bobby Lights is a man. And it's messed up because a lot of times men, when they're getting abused or beat up on, they're not taking it seriously because a woman's doing it. But if he would have hit back, it would have been a whole different story. So I just want to let that be known because it's funny. It was. And it's, you know, Tommy's I feel like she's abusive. So whatever. He did go online and address that. You know, how he didn't even, apparently she, punched him in the face. Just did this whole thing. And I don't have any of that. But I was trying to understand, why would Tommy do that, right? What the fuck why was she upset? And I could only come up with, two different perspectives. And one of them, I needed help. So I found this online that kind of was like, oh, okay. Someone wrote, I get why Tommy did that. It's kind of like if you're around a bunch of people who don't like you and your friends start trying to clown you in front of them. It's like next level disrespect, which I'm like, okay. But then also Bobby is lit. I'm sure from someone who's sober and always in a club with lit people, I have to always remind myself not to take them so seriously, even though they're stupid, because it's like, I'm lit, they're not. I mean, they're lit, I'm not. So I feel like maybe Tommy was also drunk. You know what I'm saying? Tommy was drunk and then he looked lit because it felt like he was just doing too much. You know what I'm saying? How when people do too much and they lit? Yeah. That's what it looked like. Yeah. So they both drunk, misinterpreted a certain way. And then she got handsy with him, which to me, it was funny to watch, but it was not cool.
Honestly, man, we live in a world where sometimes you gotta get punched for fucking saying some funny shit. Shut the fuck up, watch your fucking mouth when you're talking to me. No, for real.
Yeah, and that's Tommy. That's definitely Tommy.
Because it's come on. We really live in a world where everybody just want to act like shit is fucking sweet and kiki and this, that, and the third, because I guess they're used to other people's passive-aggressive shade. They're used to, I don't know, being in corporate settings where if you do put your hands on someone, you're getting jail time and you're getting fired, right? But sometimes you gotta watch your fucking mouth. I'm sorry. I'm telling you.
Nah, yo, Tommy is a character.
Yo,
I love her though. I love
her. Yo, she came out with her grand fucking entrance. Yo,
Shorty had a speech.
Shorty had a speech
with the red cup in her hand.
With the cup in the hand, yo.
I love that she came out and didn't say hi to nobody.
Interacted with the audience.
Straight eye contact with the audience. That's
real.
Dope, yo.
Talking about y'all ever had a fake friend? Huh? Yo, Shorty is really unhinged, but this is what makes her Tommy, yo. This is what makes her such a class act of fucking for character.
Absolutely. So much so that
made for TV.
In this moment of speech, it's like you never know what to expect because then out of nowhere, she turns to Natalie and is like, what's up, Natalie? Goes for the hug.
Hugs her. Talking about we made so much money together. I was like, what? My legit reaction. I looked at Jesse like, what?
Yo, word. Just like that. Just like that.
Oh
was like,
oh my God. Like,
never.
What? I didn't think that. I thought, because they made it seem like, okay, they got beat. They gonna fight.
Yeah,
and
Natalie
it wasn't that.
talking about if she got to look in the camera and apologize to my
Yeah,
husband,
Natalie
apologize
talking-
to my daughter. Did none of that. Did none of that. Yo, Tommy said, give me a hug. Grabbed her, gave her a hug, yo. And all I could think was, you gotta apologize to my husband. Gotta apologize to my daughter. And look in the camera like,
Ew,
I'm like, yo,
you're so ugly.
She did none of that.
My daughter.
She did none of that.
Literally none of that.
But I loved, and when did you ever think you would see the day that Tommy and Natalie Nunn would be fucking hugging?
No, def not. So it was great. It was great. I was like, wow, that was kind of refreshing to see. Like, that was kind of nice.
It was nice. It was nice. And also, like, it's funny because it really shows Tommy's perspective and like what she'd been through, I guess, and how she grew up. Because she was talking about, y'all don't really want to die.
Yeah,
because
like,
in real life,
you have real beef with somebody.
right?
It ends in death. Like, come on now.
What'd you say about her and Stunner?
Oh yeah, that's what it was. They was really it was like bar for bar. Like they were not
pop each other for real.
No, for real. Like it was really crazy. And Tommy's a character and then Stunna's a character. So it was like that's why they made Baddies West.
Yeah.
That's the best season so far.
And that's why it ended the way it did.
That's why it ended the way it did, because they had real beef.
Real life beef.
Tommy brought her people, Stunna brought her people, her whole man shooting up the what the fuck?
Yeah. So when she sat there and said, y'all don't really want to die.
No.
She said, it's a job. It took her this long to realize, it's a job.
No, for real. And you know, Tommy, of course, she hugged Saucy and it was hype. Like, Saucy loves her and it was such a vibe. Tommy looked fucking good.
Yeah, she did.
With the pants. She looked fucking good. Like, I feel like she always eats with her outfits. Always. Like, I was like, wow. This is so Tommy fashion. Of course, after that whole thing, you know, Natalie and Tommy rekindle after Tommy's grand entrance speech and then her other speech about having real beef and not wanting to die. You know, people clap it up. It was cute. Loved it. Then they decide that they want to bring out Meatball and Tinkerbell. So this is where...
That shit is crazy. You see how strategic they are? Talk about Tinkerbell and Slim Too Bad.
Sorry, Slim and Tinkerbell, not Meatball. I'm sorry.
You fucked me up with that.
I fucked up. Sorry.
Slim Too Bad and Tink come out together.
Yeah.
And Tink comes with no wig. She said,
Nothing.
She got her hair braided.
No makeup.
Ready to fight.
Because she already knew what time it was.
Mm-hmm.
And her and Slim come out together. But before they could even finish walking out, Bobby goes over to Tommy, who's sitting down and unbothered. And I don't know what the fuck he said to her.
He said
something.
He said something to her.
She gets up immediately and starts attacking this guy. She starts attacking him immediately as fucking Tinkerbell and Slim are walking out.
Yo.
Then fucking Tink is like, get up. Then it's just so, this is where it gets so chaotic.
Yeah.
Because as Tommy's beating on fucking Bobby, Tink and Meatball start fighting. And that shit is explosive.
Yeah.
Like, I was scared they was going to bump into the cameras. I was like, watch the cameras.
The rug going back and forth.
Yo, the rug was going crazy when they was like trying to square up. And I was like, the rug is everybody's op. They need to move that rug.
No,
so
for
they
sure.
start fighting off the rug, as they should. Then after that, fucking Tink throws water. It hits Meatball. Then they go for another round. And this is where it's like wild. Body shots was being thrown.
Yeah.
Body shots was being thrown. Fucking head. It was just a lot. I was like, oh my God, these bitches are fighting. Their girls are fighting. I was so scared they were gonna knock the fucking.
You were.
I was scared for the gear.
Yeah.
I didn't care about nobody else but the cameras. I was really yelling at the TV like, watch the cameras.
No, for real.
Like,
the producer and you came out real quick.
I was like, these bitches better not fuck up the cameras. I don't give a fuck about nobody else's life. You better not fuck up these damn cameras. Don't fuck up my equipment. Yo, no, for real.
No, for real.
I'm really like that.
No,
for real.
in real
Like,
life.
In real life. Like, I would hate if we had a guest in our studio that we built and you fucking drunk and you fucking up my mic and you fucking up a
No,
that would be crazy. I hope that never happens to me.
Yo, but that shit was crazy. Like, and then Slim gets in there. She starts squaring up with
I want to talk about Slim. Okay, I need to talk about Slim because I just love how she was focused. She was calm. Shorty was locked in. Shorty was locked the fuck in with her fight with Meatball. She was making sure head up, chin up, arms up.
Yeah, she
was locked in. Like, I feel like Meatball was pretty sloppy. Like, she still held her own, but she was sloppy. And, like, Slim was still able to, like, keep good distance and still reach her and, like, you know, get her little blows in or whatever.
She did go online saying that she beat up Meatball. I don't think so. No. It was a tie. It felt like a little bit of a tie.
Yeah, you didn't beat her up.
You just held your posture better.
Yeah, you definitely held your posture better and didn't go in stupid like when you did with Diamond the Body.
Right.
She said, I'm going to learn from this. She said, I'm going to learn from this. And she did. Clearly. She learned. And I thought that was insane. It was just so crazy. Like, you know, Meatball and Tink, their fight was explosive as fuck. Then out of nowhere, you got Slim and Meatball. Then Jayla.
Yo.
Fucking Jayla wants to come out talking about, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch?
Yo, when it was happening, I literally like, yo, Jayla, what the fuck is her problem? Why is she fighting?
Oh my God, she got out of nowhere.
You were in front of Meatball this whole time. And not once did you address Meatball. Now all of a sudden you want to fight Meatball?
Yo, it was so random. I was
like,
what the fuck?
Did I miss something?
I don't know what the beef is. I don't know if it's because she confronted her about Biggie. I don't know. But in that moment, it was so random. And I was like, bitch, why are you out of your seat? It's giving the drugs are activating.
I told Tiana, I was like, yo, she need to let it out.
She needed to let it out. Yeah, like she needed to release it.
She couldn't do it a Biggie.
She couldn't hold it in no more. Like, that's what it felt like. She had to get up and fight and let out that energy because I was like, the drugs are activating you, baby. You're at your peak. You're at your peak now.
Yo, for real, she was peaking.
Hyped. You were peaking, and now you're fucking had the adrenaline rush. Too much to handle for you. Talking about,
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, man. Jayla was really on some shit because what the fuck was that about? I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. I know. That shit was crazy.
It was crazy. And that whole thing was just super explosive.
Not for nothing, though. Meatball held her own. To go, first of all, she, is a bigger person, but also to go 3 rounds. I mean, not even, whatever, how many rounds she had with Tink. Then she did Slim. And then she went with Jayla and held her own.
Yeah.
Each and every time.
Yeah. And that was so weird. Like, I was like, Jayla, you really got to get it out your system because you really came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Jayla's giving follower for that, for real. Because there was really no need. She just got hyped up or something. I don't know why she fought Meatball. That was weird.
Yeah. But, if you're really looking for a challenge, just fight Tasiki. Just hit her and see what happens.
She wouldn't.
Of course she wouldn't.
But again, this goes back to what I said earlier. It's funny how she didn't want to address Mariah and say, I'm not going to fight you now because, I'm better than that. But then sat there and got up out of nowhere and fucking fought Meatball.
Right.
Which, again, this is why I really do feel like she was on something. Because it was like she couldn't hold it no more. Like she needed to do this.
Yeah, like it felt weird. The whole vibe just felt weird. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So that's where the episode ends. That's where the reunion ends. And whole time the crowd is going crazy. Everything is just wild. And I'm wondering too, like, did Jayla probably get hyped from the crowd too? Plus whatever drug activation that was going on. Like what? Like it was just so much going on. So then it takes us into the preview for the next episode. And in this preview, this is where we see Nunu comes out. Anna Mac comes out. They have their little tussle, however that looks. Then we see DTB come out. Tasiki immediately, come on, immediately gets up. And they just start fighting. It looked like DTB wasn't expecting that to happen right away. It looked like she expected to sit down, look cute, talk shit a little bit, and then get into it. Like I guess it seemed like she didn't expect it right on the walk out. She didn't expect that. I don't know why she didn't expect that.
And then you see Meatball pick up the table, slam
the chair,
slam Tink with the chair. No, it was a table.
It
was a table, I think.
I thought it was the black chairs that they were sitting on.
Maybe, but then I guess whatever you see her.
Yeah, like it was wild.
And then you see a little clip of Tink getting
oh my god,
taken out.
Apparently, she was having a seizure. And I'm just like,
yeah, I don't know.
Oh God, that's so bad. I'm glad you're back for Midwest though. Get your bag
for sure.
Get your bag
for sure.
Because that's wild. Like
crazy.
Having a seizure like that is ridiculous. But that we see that in the trailer, and of course the DTB Diamond thing. And what else do we see in the trailer?
I don't know.
I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, there must be more. But honestly,
it was a lot.
We literally at this point. By the end, it was just so stimulated.
Tommy also confronts Rollie about what was said.
Yes.
So that's another thing that happens.
Yeah, I was so stimulated by everything that I just it was just so overwhelming. So much. There's a lot to get through, and I'm so excited for the next episode.
Yeah, for sure.
I really enjoyed this part 1. I'm not gonna lie.
It was really good.
I love that, it was just straight to the point. There was so much, you can tell there's so much content that you could just skip all the bullshit and just go straight into it. I love the crowd being there. I love the crowd control that they have. Janisha, shout out to her for being, on her toes this reunion
for sure.
I do want to mention I love Callie's combo with the purple hair and the orange dress.
She looked good.
She looked really fucking good. Yeah. Loved that. But all in all, really love this fucking reunion. Like it's everything. I'm so excited. I really enjoyed it. Was glued to the TV every second of it. Love the receipts. I don't know. And like you said, I feel like because the crowd being there, I felt like they put so much effort into being 100%, like just being on point with everything. It was really good.
You can tell the live audience definitely had a lot to contribute to the theatrics we saw play out tonight. Absolutely. For sure. Everybody was on their shit. It was people were actually on it. It was controlled. I think that's what makes this reunion so good. It was controlled. So, I mean, I enjoyed this reunion. I enjoy Saucy Santana as a host as well. I think Janisha did her big one this reunion because I know I definitely talk shit about how she don't be asking good questions and she just be letting the girls rah over each other and don't be controlling it. But this time she was controlling it. So I give her props there. Big ups to you, Island gal.
Yep.
And with that being said, I mean, I really overall enjoyed it.
Yeah. We also forgot to mention how Saucy was clocking Biggie and how she goes into how she's always involving herself in other people's drama.
Yes, but then she don't want to fight.
Yeah.
But she'll jump in a fight.
Which is also which is why probably Biggie was tight and said what she said about Saucy.
Like he came in with intentions. I don't think he came in with intentions. I think he watches the show. 1, he had his receipts. 2, 3, he took his notes. He did his homework and he came prepared with his questions. He did his job. Yeah. So to say he came in with intentions, no, baby. He did his homework and did his job.
Which they're not used to because every other host, first of all,
they never ask good questions.
Who invited Stevie J?
Bro,
that was disgusting to see him.
It was so nasty. He wanted to fuck everyone on the cast.
It was
he didn't even care.
Disgusting to see him as a host. Then
it makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, what was the other host? Anyways, all the other hosts other than Jason Lee was really bad at their job.
Nene Leakes.
Yeah, they weren't that good. They didn't really know the show or they watched a little bit of it. Trina, but you could tell that they didn't ask the right questions. So for the first time as the audience watching, not only we've been asking for a live audience for a while, but also for a good host. So the fact that he did that, they're just mad that he's clocking the tea because they're not used to that. No. Biggie's been to how many reunions? 2 or 3 already?
3 at this point.
And it's this is the first time someone's clocking you. Yeah. When it comes to shit like that. And I'm not going to lie. It's true. This is something we mentioned about Biggie before. It wasn't cool when she tried to get involved with with Bianca and that, that whole ganging up on her situation. But Biggie doesn't fight. But anyways, I do love Saucy as a host. He did clock Biggie, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, he clocked Jayla, he clocked Biggie, he's Mariah. He was really doing what he needed to do. And those questions that he asked were like hard-hitting questions that everyone talks about.
Yeah.
And that is what you're supposed to be as the host. Call it whatever the fuck you want to call it. Messy. I don't give a fuck. The show is messy, bitch.
Right.
The show is messy. He's gonna ask those questions because, hello, y'all bitches are messy anyway. So let's get to the real tea. What's really tea? What's really tea?
Big facts.
So I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I'm curious to know, do y'all guys like Saucy Santana as a host? Do y'all like this part 1 of the reunion? Yeah. What is your opinion on what we had to say? What was your thoughts on the entire episode? Are you excited? Did we miss something?
Right. There's so much going on.
We just watched this, okay? We didn't take a second to digest, which we normally do. So, yeah, we might have missed something. If we did, let us know in the comments.
For sure. Definitely tell us what you think. We love reading the comments. You guys are always commenting. So with that being said, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Randomania1. You guys can find us on Instagram at The Petty Headquarters. We release episodes every Tuesday at 4 p.m. So if you're listening to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, wherever you listen to your podcast from, we are on there as well. Petty Headquarters. It's very simple. YouTube, Petty Headquarters. It's very simple. So yes, with that being said, this was your weekly dose of mess. Look at you. I said it's slow enough for you this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.